Guys, it's me, Steve, Cliff Anchi Chevrolet. Just leaving the gym. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. Let's give you a little quick background so we can keep this thing moving. I own a 2018 Chevy Cruze. You know, when you sell cars, I don't want to say there's an image, but yeah, I guess it is. There's an image to maintain about selling the product that you have, and I do believe in the Chevy product. So being that what I have is a 2018 and I've had it for 4 or 5 years, it's time for me to get something new this year. I've been thinking about a couple of vehicles, and the vehicle I've been thinking about and I'm trying out for the weekend, the boss said I could take for the weekend, is this 2024 Chevy Colorado with the Z71 package. It's the same color as my Cruze. I absolutely love it. It's a little bit more than I need. I don't know how much I need the truck. However, I love the vehicle. It's my favorite vehicle pretty much in the Chevrolet lineup right now. Yeah, it's more than I'll ever need. But what I wanted to go over to you today, guys, is I finally spent a lot of time with this driver information center and radio. So that's what today's video is. It's a breakdown of the driver information center and the radio. So let's get into it. All right, guys, we are inside a 2024 Chevy Colorado. The 24 has not seemed to change much different from the 23. I thought what we could do really quick is just kind of go over everything. And the reason I wanted to take a time to go over it is because this setup that you're going to see here, especially this MyLink now, it's in the Blazer EV. I'm assuming it's going to be in the Equinox EV. Most likely going to be in the new Equinox 25 that's coming up. There's some things that I really don't like about it. This is going to be our user interface, I think, for the foreseeable future. So it's probably good to start getting used to it, comfortable with it, and educate ourselves about it. So let's kind of go through it all. This side of the left steering wheel here, you know, cruise still on, cancel. To set it, you press down, resume. And then right here, of course, we have our forward collision alert. Maybe I'll do a video sometime about all the different safety features and how they operate. But again, you press the button and the gap adjusts. Far, you know, near, far.
First, this is near. This is far.
As we move over to the side, you can see this button here is for the radio. And when we hit that, and then you can just go up and down through here when you set whatever you want, and it toggles. So once we hit the button again, here, let me zoom all the way out. Once we hit the button here again, it shuts it on and off. This here's our, we know we have OK Google, and we see it when we hit the button, it pops up. Answer. Up and down here is for the volume. You can see here. And then if we push up when we connect the phone, and then this button right here, this is obviously the enter, we're accepting. And then this here changes the different menu options of our driver information center. So this one's, I would assume, is a clean one. This one's more of an aggregate one. This one's more of a data-driven for the truck one, and then this one, navigation. This one's the off-road one. And you can kind of set up for whatever the driver, you know, whatever one you prefer. I think a lot of people like this clean one, but, you know, like it's really come down to personal preference. As we slide on over here to the new MyLink, we have the quick access buttons that run along here. On the old MyLink, it ran along here and on the bottom. We still have different information, you know, time, location, all that fun stuff. And each of this is a fully functional touch screen, and of course you do have menu options by swiping left or right, so it's not kind of new. So let's really quick try to go over everything. I'm going to start here and then work my way back, and then you'll kind of see why I'm talking about that here in a minute. Google News and the podcast are all apps within once you hook up your Gmail through up here when you initially start the car. I have it in the demo mode, so it's not set up. Your cell phone, if you manage and pair that, hopefully your salesman, if you buy this, already did that for you. Let's see here. Home brings us back to home screen. Maps. As long as you have the 4G LTE, that's all going to work here. And if you don't, then you can always use the wireless Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, which is right here. It's darkened down because we don't have a phone connected to it. Audio is the radio, and there's also quick access buttons here for some of these icons. AM, FM, all the fun stuff. Again, you guys, if you're watching this, I'm guessing you know how most of this works. So off-road, this is one of the newer ones. This is going to give us all the different things: terrain, overlanding, Baja. While this is also part of the Z71, you see right down here where it says drive mode, we go down here and we can see what twist and turn for all the different modes. So for example, if we put it on an off-road here, sorry guys, now the drive mode's in off-road. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it back to normal. Wi-Fi is the Wi-Fi through OnStar. Air down mode. So air down mode is the ability to, those of you that do off-roading like in dunes, you can lower the tire pressure of the truck so that way you get better traction in the sand. And this, you set it with the PSI, and as you lower it of the air, it would beep. So it's just a neat little thing that they offer. Again, this is something I think you'll see more in the ZR2, but I mean, if you want to do it in your Silverado, more power to you. I'm sorry. If you want to do it in your Colorado, more power to you. I mean, it's definitely something that I think you can do. I guess it just depends on what level of tuning you're doing. All right, controls next. You can see now that what we've done is we've put some of what used to be in the driver information here or in the settings tab is now in a controls tab. Power window lockout, toggle on and on, camera on and off, and then it gives you the ability to see the camera here. Traction control, on and off, auto high beams, front fog lights, park assist for the back. This is where you would find all these options. I normally had some buttons, hill descent control, and if you hit see more control, this is where when we were in our, when I drove it for this last weekend, and I kind of ran into some, it got dicey. Power window lockout is there if you wanted to turn it on or off. It's not my car, so I'm not going to touch it, but this is where it kind of got crazy for me. We could not figure out how to turn the lights on this when we were driving back home from the movies. Fog lamps are off, here's the on, cargo lights inside, high beams, auto high beam, so the tail beam is now here inside. Before it was usually on the stick over here on either the end or on the button here. It is now inside the radio, and then your headlights, auto, off, and then on. So it's actually kind of tricky where to find the lights on this truck if you don't know where to go your first time. Then we'll swipe back over here. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, we talked about. The Play Store and the Google Assistant are, again, through the OnStar 4G LTE, you're able to download some things. Climate. This is just the HVAC system here. It's a touch screen. Settings. So this is the good old settings tab we had before. And what I always like to say is, if you go into settings, this is all the radio, if that makes sense, the MyLink system. If you want anything that wasn't in those tabs that involve the Colorado, those are most likely in vehicle. So it's honking at me. The lights are staying on. Remote unlocks are, anything that involves the Colorado, that's going to be in this vehicle tab. Anything that necessarily involves the radio, time change, all that kind of stuff, that's going to be into this main one, which is, I consider, the radio. So just when you go into the settings tab, remember, if it's something to do with your Colorado or the vehicle, you will want to go into this vehicle part. Anything else that might involve the radio is probably going to be involved here. So, and you can see connections. We'll go through them really quick. CarPlay, the Wi-Fi, anything that you connect to the your Colorado is going to be in this tab. Vehicle, teen driver mode, rear seat reminder. Those of you who don't like it, buckle to drive. If you want to turn that on, which it's kind of a pain in the butt for us at the dealership, so we keep that off. Climate and air quality, just different things like heated seats on startup, auto defog, rear defog, collision, all the different safety features on how to turn them on and off or keep them working, comfort and convenience, chime volume, lighting, exit on, how long you want to keep that on. Oh, I'm sorry guys. Power door locks. Do you want to auto unlock all the door? Do you want to have it delayed where it locks behind you? Remote lock. The lights come on when you hit the unlock. Feedback for the lights and horn. Remote door lock, driver door. Remote start, do you want the heated seats on? Remote window option, passive door unlock, passive door lock. So this is where you would find all this stuff. Transport mode, you guys won't ever hopefully need that, but that's where it is. Notifications for the apps that you can install. Date and time, 24-hour format if you want. I was just recently in a customer's vehicle. They had it on military time. Very surprising, caught me off guard. Automatic time zone works from the GPS and then the Colorado. Automatic date and time, and this is where you would find it if you wanted to change it. Sounds. Maximum start. Audible, touchback, feedback. Your profile and your account, how you would access it once you register it. Privacy. Location, GM privacy statement. Those of you who may keep a track of some of this know that kind of the drama that's going on with all this. I won't get into that. Your AI, your voice system updates, and all that fun stuff. We'll pop back out of here. Your camera is right here. That's how you access that. Alexa, something if you wanted to pair up, you can, and pair up your Alexa, Amazon, and Prime account. And then let's do trailering next. This has the trailering package. You can add the trailer to it. I don't have a trailer hooked up, so a lot of it's not going to work. But I hope to do a video on that really soon. I just went through a breakout session on trailing. A lot of cool things. I can't wait to share that with you guys. So that's kind of that. The last one, well, there's two other tabs here. This vehicle status. Let's go into that. This is probably one of the coolest things where they've added the Colorado overview. You can touch it, and then you can see these little pluses, and it'll give you different information about the Colorado. Brake pad life, tire pressure. You hit the caret, pulls it up more. You can, just like we had on the Trailblazers and the tracks, if we hit add the driver display, then it's putting it over here. If you don't like whatever you decide to have over there, you hit remove from display, and then it just brings it back over. But you can see all the different things in this little AI 3D rendering. Tire and brakes, fuel filter. This is also where you define your oil life. Remember, 20% of blows when you get your first oil change on General Motors. Engine. There are different options here by swiping, and you can see that by this little indicator here. Trip gauge. Fuel economy. And then lastly, as we hit home when we come out of here, the last little one is just your cell phone. These are the quick access buttons. Navigation, music. The overall, like, I always consider this one like a overview of whatever is going on with the truck. But this one here, again, this is the quick access menu to that controls the safety thing. So if you ever needed to access the lights or anything like that, that is the quick way to get to it if you didn't want to go home and then swipe over to the controls. So that is kind of the basic in and outs of the Chevy Colorado. My link tied in with the Driver Information Center. Let's head back to the showroom. All right, that was today's video on the Chevy Colorado Driver Information on the Driver Information Center. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know down below. A couple of videos in the queue. Sorry about the Trailblazers video. Somebody sold off the Fulmer, so now I wasn't able to do it. I have a video coming on the Silverado 3/4 ton, and then we'll see how it works, and maybe a Chevy Suburban. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Catch you on the next one. By the way, this is a new office. I moved. I'm in the showroom officially with a new setup, so stop by, check it out.
Woo!